Ira asks, what inside information do you have about the canceled Kirby games on GameCube or Wii or DS that ultimately became Return to Dreamland?
That game, I think it was just called, well, you have like Kirby's Adventure on the NES, and the GameCube one was just called Kirby Adventure, and that's kind of like the original concept isn't entirely intact. There are certain differences about it, but I think like the bulk of that game became the game on the Wii, Return to Dreamland Wii or whatever that was called. So yeah, I think it generally eventually it was shelved for a long time, and I think a lot of the creative force might have moved around at Nintendo since that game was shelved on the GameCube. I think it was just a matter of that, like the creatives moving around. It wasn't. You get what I mean, right? It was.
Yeah.
They had an idea that a certain group of people were developing on the GameCube, and then years later they revisited it
with a different group of people.
Yeah, with a different group of people. So that's just like a different group of people's take on an old idea.
Yeah, I mean, I know Kirby Adventure for the GameCube originally had this idea where, like, one of the pieces of concept art has like Bonkers leading a totem pole of like a golem, like a rock golem, and something else, and Kirby's on the top. That sort of totem thing obviously was revisited later in Triforce Hero, but first in Kirby's Return to Dreamland.
Yeah. Anyway, going back to this question, what this person asking it, I believe, is that there was actually like a lot of different like concepts for Kirby games and pitches and that kind of thing laying around at that company. That kind of. I don't really know specifically what a lot of them were. There was a lot of them, like somewhere like around 10 or 20 of them, of these different like Kirby game concepts. Yeah, like a lot of it is like kind of very vaguish stuff. And
right,
I think,
not nearly as developed as the GameCube one.
Yeah, sure, and a lot of it was just like rough kind of gameplay ideas. But I believe more or less all of that has manifested itself since. Either in the Wii game, Kirby Return to Dreamland or whatever that was called, and the one on the 3DS primarily absorbed a lot of those ideas, if we want to use a Kirbyism there. So yeah, I think most of those kind of like lost concepts were not really lost. They eventually manifested themselves in the 3DS game. So yeah, I don't really think there's a lot to look into on that side. And apart from the fact that it's incredibly difficult to do that. But yeah.
Hello everybody, thank you for listening to this Nintendo Week clip, NWC. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to us here on YouTube for more highlights and discussion videos from Nintendo Week podcast, or subscribe to us on iTunes for weekly breakdowns of all your Nintendo news, discussion segments on subjects, games, and more, and tons of other features. Thanks for listening, and we will see you tomorrow with another NWC.